Hi, welcome to the Kasie Show, where top leaders spill the tea. Today's show, how Jen and Tess turned vulnerability on video into a sales machine and how you can too.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Kasie. I love that so much. And I'm sorry, I am not drinking tea. I'm drinking green smoothie today in an old cup.
I'm not drinking tea either. I'm drinking coffee.
Okay,
we're spilling the tea. We are giving all of the information. So I'm just so stoked for today's interview. I really think my guests are going to bring a lot of value to this live and share some amazing kernels of information for you to be able to use as you develop, grow, and scale your business. So I'd like to introduce Tessa and Jennifer coming shortly. So, right? These two women are the gurus of creating, developing, and monetizing your video. I met them through this amazing Women Helping Women entrepreneur group where I learned how to harness the power of YouTube and create a great community. So they challenged me to get on these lives. And started. They made me one day.
Love it. I know. That's kind of our genius is going, do it now. You can do this. Yeah, get it done. Schedule your live. Yeah, awesome.
Yes. So thanks for coming. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. I started working with Jen and she's so amazing. She'll be here shortly. I actually, about 10 years ago, was in direct sales and I saw a lot of big gaps in the market when I was coming up. I got to leadership levels and I saw a lot of things that were missing as far as marketing and just the way that people were doing it. So I kind of revolutionized the industry and what was going on then with marketing. And I actually came in with Jen as a client about 3 years ago and started coaching for marketing with direct sales. And she was my sales coach. I got certified through a program. She actually was certifying coaches at the time. And she was so freaking brilliant with sales and really just changed my life. I went from charging, probably the most I'd ever charged at one time was about $300. I went from charging $300 to about $5,000 for packages. So it was awesome. And then we began, and she can share a little bit about herself when she comes, because I really want you to get some of her background is just super powerful with the sales. But video, the way we came together on video, she's been doing video for years, for over a decade. She's been leveraging video and vulnerability. And I actually did a program of her 6 years ago. And it was all about not going live because there was no live. What was it? It was 8 years ago. There was no live on Facebook yet. Actually, we would record videos and post them on Facebook. Powerful, amazing stuff. So we just decided we're going to figure out how to make hundreds and thousands of dollars selling high ticket on video, whether it's reels, lives, organic, right? Not ads, so that has been our mission. And we have been able to do it here in this group. We've actually made over $200,000 from live videos in this group alone. So we just love it here. We love Christina. We love this space. We love the opportunity. And that's where we're at.
Also, I see a few people in the chat. So if you're here, say hi, let us know.
I want to pull it up so I can see it.
Yeah, I keep flipping back and forth to see. Well, I see people on here. I don't know if anyone's, somebody said hi. Hey, sweet ladies from Mary. Hi, Kasie and Jennifer. And Tess is first. And Jennifer is actually going to jump in here in just a minute. They are like the dual team. They're always together.
You will never see us apart. Actually, sometimes you will. But
this isn't like part of anything. But you know the first time I saw you guys and connected, did I ever tell you?
No.
It was when you were doing that makeup one.
Oh,
and you're both putting on makeup. And you guys were just so much fun.
You guys can see us doing all sorts of things, doing makeup together, curling our hair, taking a bath, doing a tour of our house.
It's so much fun.
Over there. It's okay. And here is Jen, the sales genius.
Oh my gosh, I love your background. It's so cute. I love your shirt and your hair. You look so good and so video friendly.
Thank you. It's my actual family. I found this background on Canva and I added the picture of my family and my puppy.
Oh, that's so fun.
Love it.
That's the things I do. Isn't that crazy?
I know. I love
Tessa,
it.
do you want to say hi and introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, Tessa is so cool. She just shared some stuff, but I've basically she kind of introduced me. But this is really fun to do some of these interviews. I love that you're doing this, the Kasie show. I love it. So honestly, I think probably the biggest thing is I just love helping women. I really truly am a freakazoid. I have 3 daughters. I was born on International Women's Day. Like I really do love supporting women to be empowered. I had a lot of stuff, go on when I was younger. The whole molestation and really struggled with like figuring out how to get empowered and how to hold that empowerment. So I was a very confident kid, even despite that. And so just the journey of my life brought me to this point of like actually helping women with video marketing and sales is actually crazy because it is literally, I searched for 30 years to find the perfect thing that would empower women the fastest. And this is what we do, is the video marketing and sales. It literally has empowered women the fastest I've ever seen anything. And I've done healing, I've done a lot of stuff. And it gets this like deep transformation in women. So that's why I do this. I love it. I live in Carlsbad, California. I'm in my dream area where I live. I'm like, my life is really good. And I have an awesome partner.
Right?
It's amazing. Amazing. I tell you.
So what made you guys want to become an entrepreneur?
I don't know if I ever thought of it because I just always was like,
Really?
Yeah, like
cool.
I would take eucalyptus leaves from the trees in neighborhoods and put them in water and you'd sell perfume door to door. I was like 7.
Oh, wow. So you were meant to be a doTERRA distributor and leader.
I was making my own eucalyptus tincture. That's
really funny.
I would paint rocks and sell them outside. I would like steal my mom's strawberries from the refrigerator that she just bought and sell them on
That is
the side.
awesome. I know. I made homemade lollipops and sold them at my private elementary school. So yeah, I think that's what. I mean, I was born into an entrepreneur family. My dad owned a pool company, and I watched. When you're in that kind of thinking of like you can have you make your money based on what you can do. Like you are the person that stops yourself. So it's not like I've never known, like none of our family has graduated college. We have like 4 kids and my mom and dad, none of us are college graduates, but people make a lot of money owning businesses, like very much money, have learned massive things, are able to help tons of families and people. And so for me, it's just in my blood. Like I don't know anything different. It's like, and I think that's the thing too. I talk to a lot of people that have corporate jobs and are used to, kind of that's the way they've grown up. Nothing wrong with that. It's just when you're trying to go out there and be an entrepreneur, it is a new mindset. It's a way of thinking that you have to train yourself to get into. You have to be willing to be with the failures. Like I watched my dad freaking lose everything after my sister drowned in her pool when, I was 10. He lost everything. He lost, because it was him. He felt horrible.
Right.
And so
then rebuild
himself in another place. And I mean, I could cry. They've had a home for 35 years. They have strong kids, all own very successful businesses. So anyway.
I just keep telling my husband, because we're kind of planning out stuff with our kids and building a house, possibly looking at stuff. And I'm like, I keep thinking of your dad and that you watched him with his hands build your house.
I know. It makes me cry.
It makes me cry.
I know.
I just think there's so much power and like he had that power to create like the life you guys have.
And it really, I think as parents, I think that's why I'm so like passionate about women being empowered, because nowadays I think pretty much everyone probably works now or has to work.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a blessing from God. Right. So because we're able to like teach our kids things that maybe a lot of people weren't able to learn, back in the day. So anyway.
Back when I was younger, it was always like, oh, girls can't do this, girls can't do that. And that was like one of the first reasons why I went in the military, because everybody said I wouldn't. Like
that's so crazy. It's crazy. I know. I forgot that you went in the military. Yes. You told me that the first time. I was like, what the heck? That blows me away when women decide to go in the military, because it really, that's actually a whole nother story.
Right. Yeah. So let's see, I have so many questions for you guys, but we'll keep it to a short. So knowing what you know now, is there anything you would have done differently when you were first starting out?
I would have made faster decisions.
So I love that.
Yeah. So I would have,
Give me chills.
there was one point where I was making about $4,000 a month, and I knew I needed to hire a team. I think hiring teams is always kind of a learning thing.
Yes,
But
like
I hired an assistant, and I started paying her about half of what I was making, and it wasn't helping me make more money. And I kept her for too long. You know, I would have let her go more quickly. I would have pivoted. I would have just made decisions faster everywhere. I would have raised my prices. I would have, and I made a lot of decisions. I chose into, you know, I have a blessing. I have a blessing I got when I was 15 years old that it's written out, and it basically says, do not take for granted opportunities, like seize any opportunities. So I feel like I've been pretty good at doing that, but just maybe faster instead of hesitating and overthinking things.
Maybe met Jennifer a little sooner.
Actually, that is such a, I mean, that's what they say is a mark of a great leader.
Worked with Jen like 6 years earlier.
I mean, maybe I would have changed what I was doing. But I mean, you know, like when you're doing, I think the thing that I would have, you know, what's funny is it's actually a pretty interesting question right now, because I look at my journey and I know people say that, oh, it's exactly how it should have been. I mean, yeah. And I will say, I was just talking to a woman this morning, and we were talking about some family and some things that are happening with them. And when I found out what was happening with some of this family, I had this like literal flash of all the times, I'm going to get emotional, that I thought to reach out to them, and I didn't. I know that like the Spirit was telling me, and I had grief, like deep grief. And so actually, it's funny that we're talking about this, because I think that probably the thing that I would even now still have to keep choosing into is what we really are, the cost of not doing the things that are most important in our businesses, the cost of not working with the right people, the cost of not putting yourself out there, the cost of, there's so much cost to it that we're not willing to look at. And so even that situation with my family, I looked at it, I grieved, I cried for like half an hour hard. And then I was like, okay, I had to see that, because now it shifted something in me to do something different. So I think for me, it would be just being willing to really, what did I just say?
To act maybe on inspirations, or just see the cost.
No, to see the cost.
Listen to your inner
to
voice.
really see to be willing to see the cost of not choosing to step into my business deeper, faster, you know, just making those risks. Like right now, I mean, we're like
that right now.
We start our ads and we're like putting tons of money into it, and we're dumping money fast. And this is the first time we've done that, because we've only done organic, and it's like,
and we're not afraid to, like, it's like when you choose something and you're determined to make something happen, are you willing to, when something is put in your realm, just take the step, take the leap? Any opportunity, she's like, okay, we see a gap, something appears in front of us, and we're like, all right, we're gonna step forward, we're gonna hire that person, we're gonna do that thing, we're gonna, I mean, it's pretty crazy. We're in kind of like a, what is it, like a fast tunnel right now.
We're in a fast track
quicken mode right now.
Right. So we're talking about selling things, and somebody in the chat, Mary, put, my son at the age of 4 made a beanbag toss game by painting faces on an old box, cut out the mouth, and sold them to the neighbors.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
Wait, he's 5? That's
4, yeah.
That's so cute. My 5-year-old keeps going. Oh my.
What does he say?
Loves saying money because his sister's money.
He wants money, but that's the point. Like, we want our kids to want money too. I mean, shoot.
Oh, Nikki just said she has a meeting to go to, and she's sad because she wants to listen.
Oh, Nikki, come back after. Yeah.
Nikki, you've been on my channel. You know where to find us.
Oh, Nikki.
Super fun. Okay, I'm going to go back to your questions because I keep checking the chat. I have 3 windows open, so.
I really love her orange one.
I know.
That orange color, that burnt orange, is
with
like
the blue
such a good
and
color for you. Just I like really, really good color for you. Because your energy, right? Or are you visual?
I'm visual.
Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, you can tell like it feels like
there's
really
texture
strong.
and different
You
colors.
guys were like betting what I would be before I took my quiz one time. So what do you guys think are good qualities of a good entrepreneur?
Ooh.
Well, there's a
I've got
lot.
some
So it's
questions.
like, there's actually just a lot of qualities.
Mhm.
But I would say probably the biggest one. I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but you have to be willing to fail. And people say that a lot, but man, I'll tell you what, you have to truly get comfortable with failure. You have to get comfortable with clients hating you. You have to get comfortable with what you do. You literally do. Like you can't, I mean, I can't tell you how many times in my career I've had clients like literally hate my guts.
Oh,
You know, and it's been because of just what we've had to go through, you know, like changes or having to have them help them face things and me learning what I got to learn. And so to me, it's like being willing to fail and just fail fast and it's like a comfort zone. Failure has to become a comfort zone. People say that, but literally it does. Like that is probably our biggest thing. The other thing is that the best, like the quality of an entrepreneur is you have to learn how to get out of your business. And that has been the biggest journey watching my whole family. Just watching all the entrepreneurs in my family and myself. It's that you are willing to, that's the second thing. Let me share the third one. And then this is the third one. And this last one I share is that you're seeing possibilities. Always that you literally, like we just had a conversation, my husband and I, he brings home a certain amount, his company, he could, and we were asking my brother, because my husband owns a pool company now. My other brother owns a pool company. My other brother owns a pool company. And my dad, so my dad and my husband are now, anyway,
gotcha.
they bring in a certain amount of money. And we were talking and it was like, I told him, I was like, if we can't look at our business and say we should make $100,000 a month from this business personally, then what's the point of a business? Go work for somebody. Go freaking work for somebody. So the goal as an entrepreneur is you have to be willing to you have to want to increase. You have to have a desire to even force yourself to find the desire of increase, because otherwise it just, you just have a job. And that's not why we're doing entrepreneurship. So,
and I think that's I love what you said. It makes me think of the book, The E-Myth, but getting ourselves out of the business. That's the biggest shift, like that I have to keep checking in with. But I think it's just so normal that if you really check in and you're like, this feels like a job. I'm waking up every morning. There's tasks that I need to do. There's things I need to do. Instead, if you're not visioning, if you're not constantly looking at the progress and the vision and something way bigger than where you are right now, then you kind of are in work mode. Like you're working for your business is not working for you.
Yeah, it can't be your first thing waking up can't be, oh, I'm going to go work with the clients and do my sales and do my operations. Your first thought should be, I'm going to go vision the future. I am going to go anchor myself into, and when you do that, that is your real job as an entrepreneur, is to keep ideas flowing and vision flowing and allowing people to have work and jobs and have money. I mean, that's what we're here for as entrepreneurs, not just for ourselves, but for others to have money.
I love it. I listened to this one guy who owns like an outdoor store and they're opening a new one. And he said, the key to my success, when I know I'm successful, he's like, I go on great vacations and I have a fun car and whatever. He said, but the people that work for me, the managers and the store, people, they're buying homes. And they're like having, and he was like, that is the best thing ever. So it's like checking. And I love what you said about failing forward. So a lot of people will talk about perfectionism, which is like the other side of that. And like, we don't even talk about that. Like, I'm not even going to talk about if you're not wanting to DM, well, maybe you're afraid you want to be perfect. No, you literally just don't even think about that. You just go, how can I fail today? How can I fail today? And I'm just so grateful. When I came in with Jen 3 years ago, I was deciding to train for a half marathon because I was learning that very quickly, that the goal was to just get up and fail at something every day, but to be consistent.
And you're going to feel like crap.
Like, doing something uncomfortable.
That we need to feel good all the time is such a lie to entrepreneurship. Like, we're looking for it ultimately, but to get there, you have to love
the journey.
You have to love truly the process of pain. You have to love pain. I mean, I know it's true. Like, even thinking about tennis, when I was trying to get really good at tennis and wanted to go pro, like, dude, I was in pain.
Yeah.
I was in pain.
I've ran marathons. I remember.
Oh my God, she knows. She knows. Anybody else? She's run 4 marathons. Anybody else run marathons? I'm curious.
Yeah, let us know in the chat. I want to know. Yeah, I've ran a couple. I remember. And I'm like, they talk about runner's high? This is a lie. My first time out, I swore the whole time.
That's funny.
Runner's pain.
but you stick with it and you learn from it. So we just talked about failing. Do you want to share a mistake that you've made in your business and how it's like helped you or how you've learned from it?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's like a million. For real. There's like so many, but
What would be
Yeah.
one that could help others on this platform?
gosh, there's just so many. Like I don't even know how to like
okay,
pull through them. And
the first, the one that I will say when I was her client and I was having my own clients, I didn't charge enough. That was
Oh my
probably my
gosh.
biggest
oh gosh, that's
thing.
a good one.
So I did a lot of one-on-one coaching, and I was raising my prices. I decided to launch a group program, and I discounted it. And that was honestly I didn't discount it, but I was thinking, oh, I should charge less because I'm doing a group. That was probably the biggest mistake that I made, not for me in a lot of ways, but for those clients. There was a lot that I wasn't leveraging that I know I could have gotten them better results. I know that I could have leveraged the fact that they invested a lot of money to shift a lot of stuff that they had going on. So, yeah, and it kind of set me back in some ways.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It does. I mean, I actually will add to that because I would say that's a really big mistake that I made because I did this I Love My Body diet and I just charged like $29 or $39. And it was a month-long program and I was testing, right? I was like beta. I hate the word beta. I actually hate the word beta now. I don't use it. I tell my clients never to use it. I hate that freaking word because beta automatically we have associated it with discounting or free. And that's how I thought back then. And if I were to say any mistake, the thing that I would look at and go, I would never do it again. I made that choice when I started actually certifying coaches. Once I shifted out of I Love My Body diet, I mean, I was working my ass off for $39 and it was all organic. We didn't have ads. I didn't even have enough money to hire my facilitators, yet they were doing it for free because they're like, we love this thing so much. We want to help.
Right?
I mean, people were wanting to be facilitators and run their own groups. And I had like this crazy movement going on. And yet I was sitting there broke, actually going minus. I had to borrow my husband's money all the time or use his money that was bringing into the home. That was the biggest issue. So when I shifted that, when I made that choice to start charging for what I was doing and find the value in it, I'm telling, that's why we teach it like crazy, because that was such a massive transformation in my life.
Yeah.
That I will never, I mean, we can now do a front end offer that's cheap because we have money coming in to be able to support our lives and our business to be able to do that. And so that was the biggest, definitely, I think, charging nothing first.
It's a great example of failing forward because Kasie, you're like, what did you learn from this? Now, when I talk to someone and she's telling me she's been doing something for 6 months and she's not getting anyone buying her front end offer because Amy Porterfield told her to. That's legit what happened. She said, Amy Porterfield said to do this cheap front end offer and nobody's buying it. Now I know because we've done it and we've failed at it and we've learned why things work and why they don't work and why high ticket up front is really good. And
everything. It actually, the pros way outweigh the cons to start charging higher ticket out the gate when you have a business, as far as like doing some coaching and consulting. So, and also, I love that people are teaching it, but I think that people are just not understanding the depth of what people are really dealing with right now. Like you can't expect somebody to go out and organic and all of a sudden sell, $530 things. I mean, that takes time. It takes building. It takes creating a video, a trust factor. You have to create a lot of stuff with that. And high ticket, if you just charge a couple $1,000 to create a program, it can take you a month, 2 months. And so we've watched our clients do that over and over again. So that is the biggest thing. I mean, really, it probably is one of the bigger things we've learned.
And the biggest thing that I love about it that we've learned is now when I talk to someone, I know what is possible for them almost instantaneously. When they tell me,
and it's exciting, but people don't choose it. I'm like, oh my gosh, people don't choose it. Yeah. We just sit there and watch people keep failing when they could shorten that fail curve to fail bigger. They could fail bigger to get more money. Wouldn't you rather, right?
If you fail to get one $3,000, $5,000 client month one, but then month two you get a $5,000 client, as opposed to getting 0 $300 clients for 2 months. You know what I mean? It's like,
might as well fail the right way.
I think as clients too, if you're buying into a program, say, you know, under $100, sometimes it's like, oh, I can miss this one today. I can miss this one today. You're not as into it as much as if you invested quite a bit more. So, well, I've never gone over this time, and I do not want Christy to be like, you're going over.
That was fun.
Below, I have your video archetype quiz. So anyone can click on that, take the quiz, and let us know in the chat box what you are. What is your video archetype? We'd like to know.
Oh my gosh, please let us know.
Yeah, I find it interesting. Look, I got goosebumps.
No, so she's visual, Kasie's visual, Tess is visual, and I am origin.
Oh, okay.
You guys are it's funny how you're doing interviews because it's like lightening up, giving hope, strengthening people that way. And
very visual.
We are, and origin is very truth telling, straight to the point, you know, getting people to their
And the biggest thing that I want people to know is when you take this quiz, it's not just like, oh, well, fun, what am I? It's what is literally going to help you convert. What's going to get people to trust you really, really fast and be like, yes, I want your thing. I want it. I want your thing.
Now you have a live video explaining those. So after they take the quiz, they can actually go to your group, which is also linked, and see, I remember these things, and find their video and take a look at it, because they do kind of a training. So once you find out what archetype you are.
In fact, we're doing trainings in this group right now. So I have a training at 10:15, and I'm talking about actually the one organic strategy that actually saved our business and helped us create the 20 to 85K consistent months. This one strategy, and Tess is actually going to break that down a little bit more, and what saved her business. So we're going to be doing that back to back, 10:15 and then 10:30. So
like
you guys want
in 1 minute.
1 minute.
I know, like right
Okay,
after.
so let me wrap this up for you.
Woo, you're so awesome, you guys. If you get a chance to get interviewed by Kasie, do it. It's really fun. She's so fun.
Let's go hop on to their live right now. So thank you, ladies, so much for joining us. I have learned so much from the both of you, and I really appreciate all the knowledge.
We love you.
Bye. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.